So halftime show seems this year like it was geared more to your generation rather than mine.
Yeah, definitely.
For the first time in a long time, I mean, right? Or ever. I don't know. Always
Yeah,
used to
ever.
be always used to be either washed up dudes or whatever. I mean, although your rappers seem like they were kind of yesterday's rappers, kind of.
Well, yeah, most of them. Yeah, Eminem not so much, but yeah.
He's still current, but he's like 50 years old, so you know.
He's a badass. Let's just say that.
So, were you happy with it? I mean, did you feel like they represented a genre of music that you've always enjoyed from your teen years?
Yeah. So was I happy with it? No, you know, I'm not. I don't like rap in concert, that kind of thing. Mary J was awesome.
It was awesome. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, even so, Dr. Dre, I thought it was kind of cool the playback to the Chronic and stuff like that. I know you don't know you don't know anything what I'm saying, but I thought it was kind of cool how they did the playback and then uh, Eminem coming on with the Chronic and Kendrick Lamar was a good touch because he's a young MC. So that's
He was the youngest of them all, was
yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's an awesome rapper, but I like my rap just I like to I like wordsmiths. So they they can rhyme different words and bend words and the whole nine. And it's hard to watch in concert because that's not what that media or that's not what that's supposed to be. It's uh, they're really good at their craft, but it's not entertaining live. I wouldn't I wouldn't think, and I didn't think so per se for the halftime show, but after a rewatch,
yeah, we both had to rewatch it, right, to even know because Super Bowl night weren't quite in the frame of mind at that time. Yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of how you people watch rewatch commercials and stuff like that. That's kind of how we were. We both watched the show together and did enjoy it, but we were probably talking over it. And
Yeah, I think that night, I think we're just basically recapping the first half and talking about strategy and what we expect to see in the second half.
yeah, because obviously we concentrate on football, and after rewatching it, I thought it was a decent show. Not my favorite, but it's a decent show. I mean, so do you think it was you're you're obviously totally against it or
No. I mean, like, okay, I only knew two songs, so full disclosure, I only knew "Lose Yourself" by Eminem and Mary J. Blige's shit, the name escapes me. I know hers because I is when I listen to, I actually turned that up. And she did a wonderful job. Was my favorite? No. Obviously, I know the names of those people, but I don't know their music. I thought it was a little disingenuous. I would go on Twitter and I see a lot of people claiming best halftime show ever, and I think for a lot of them because it spoke to them because they finally got to see, like you, people of your generation, their music finally got
yeah,
featured.
and that's something. That is something.
Yeah. I mean, it's about time because they kept giving us old people like Bruce Springsteen and U2 or whatever the old dudes that
Yeah, right.
for people of my generation. So I think that was nice, but did it appeal to me? But no, but it didn't matter. Not everything has to be for me. I mean, it used to be that way. Now it's not so much anymore, but whatever. But I found it more than a little strange on Twitter. Those people who were saying it was great, I get most of them, but then you see like this random old dude, like Trey Wingo or Skip Bayless, saying greatest halftime show ever. These guys are my age. They did not grow up with this. And I realize they are pandering to a crowd that they want for their audience. They're pandering to a crowd they want as their guests on their medium because there's just no way. Trey Wingo is actually a month older than me. We're both 58. He didn't grow up with that. If he wanted to rebel against his parents back in the day, he's going to listen to heavy metal maybe. Maybe if he holds out long enough before he rebels, he gets into grunge. But
Right.
that even is past his prime. So no, he did not know that. And besides, he's wrong. I mean, in my opinion, the greatest show ever was Michael Jackson because he's the greatest showman. My favorite was Prince for a couple of reasons. One, he's Prince. But two, he also played during the Super Bowl. The Colts won when they beat the Bears. He played Purple Rain in a Driving Rain. It was just him the whole time. It was just him. Ultimate showman. So those are my favorites. And I'm sorry, I don't think this could have possibly have risen up to those two.
No, I actually agree with you. And to piggyback off your notion that they were listening to these people to rebel. Yeah, I was listening to Eminem to rebel, right? So,
right. Oh, we all did. I mean, that's not an original thought of your generation. It's every generation. That's how rock and roll started because those kids weren't going to listen to Frank Sinatra, no matter how much their parents wanted them to. They were going to listen to Elvis, or they were going to listen to the Hollies, or and then the Beatles. So, I mean, that's how it all happened. I get that. So, like I said, I was. It was kind of cool to see that the millennials finally got to see someone that they're really familiar with. Gen Xers were like,
how dare you?
Yeah. Because us boomers, we've been treated for a long time. So
always treated very well.
Yeah.
We
can't help. We own everything, man. We can't help that.
No doubt. Jeez. Well, you have so many of you.
Yeah. So damn many of us. So damn many.
It's called the baby boom for a reason. So no, I agree with you. Michael Jackson was a little before my time as far as like sitting down watching the Super Bowl. Best Super Bowl show ever. And
such a showman. I mean,
oh,
not music, not only his music.
This dude, he knew how to do it, right? I mean, he just knew how to do it.
Right.
With kids and everything. I mean, he really knew how to do
it. Knew how a little too much. A little too much.
Yeah. Prince, great. I didn't actually see it. I didn't watch him live because
I had to rewatch him.
I had to rewatch. That was during the Colts Super Bowl, so yeah.
The Colts were in the Super Bowl, so
I was a little incapacitated.
Yeah.
So, great show. Listen, Prince. I was telling my wife this. I'm like, hey, let's watch the replay of because we went over the Super Bowls and stuff like that. She started throwing her panties at the the TV.
Yeah,
I threw mine. I mean, this dude he just knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And he's the sexiest beast ever. And
All 5'3" of them, he was sexy. Oh my God.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Sexy.
The dude knows how to he knows how to make a show.
He does. He does. And like I said, I think those were great shows by master showmen. And I think it just, if you're going to compare 56's Super Bowl halftime to them, I'm sorry, it doesn't hold a candle. I know you want it to. I get it. I get why. But I'm sorry, you're not being honest. You're just not.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense why, because this is the first time like rap has been prevalent in the Super Bowl show. But and you know, in that respect, I'm glad because people need to know what.
Yeah, but you had to tell me
Yeah.
that there was some serious lyric alteration going on. Yeah, because I wouldn't have known, but there was some serious lyric alteration. I just wonder because all these performers are like, mid 40s to early 50s.
Right.
I just wonder if they were given the opportunity to perform back in their heyday, would they have altered those lyrics?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, you have to on a couple of respects, but man, that's why I didn't get the premise at first, but I like the idea of, okay, well, we're gonna get this type of music out there, right? So
yeah, I think that's where they came from, right? They're like, this is more important than the integrity of what I wrote 20 years ago.
Sure, right.
It's more important to put this on a stage than me throwing a hissy fit about the popo.
Yeah, right. Right. And I mean, other than Mary J, I don't know if she changed her lyrics. So, but everybody else, yes.
Yes.
Even though I think they should, I think they should have kept some things in, which would include the N word. But
yeah, I mean they skipped it too. I think I heard it one time.
It could have been Snoop.
I think it slipped through one time, and probably just Freudian. Just this is what I sing. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think it would have been more poignant, especially there were at least two lyrics about police.
Yeah.
That were altered or omitted, and I think that would have been more poignant if Eminem wants to take a knee. Then let's have that in there as well, because then you're actually saying something.
Yeah. So that's we talked about that. That's a whole nother rigmarole of you think they should have all took a knee, right?
That was my feeling, is like, okay, if you're going to change all these lyrics to please the NFL and get your show on, that's cool. But why not all kneel at the same time? Because it would have kind of been a collective finger to the NFL. Like, hey, you got to alter some stuff, but we're still going to make this statement. And I think that would have been more poignant if everyone took it at that.
No, yeah. And I don't disagree with that, but I still think that it was cool that he took a knee, and I understood why he did.
Yeah, I just want a stronger message, and that's kind of what I was looking for, a little bit stronger a message. I get it, but just a little bit louder. It'd been louder.
Yeah, and that's the stage to do it on.
Yeah, absolutely. The NFL came out and said that they had seen Eminem do that during rehearsals, so they knew it was coming. I find that hard to believe, but whatever. I don't know how thrilled they would have been, the NFL, if everyone took a knee, because they are trying to walk a tightrope that is unwalkable. Honestly, we want to appease the old racists, and then but we want
Yeah, that are actually at the game and stuff.
yeah, we also want to appease not only our fans but our players. We want to appease them as well.
Well,
So
let's talk about it. So that's why I thought in some terms it was nice that it was rap and not your okay, so we're gonna Rolling Stones or whatever are playing the halftime show, right? So it was it literally felt like a NBA All-Star game.
yeah,
And that was kind of nice though, because it was different.
I think they could have got away with more because let's be honest, the people that you were so desperate not to offend weren't watching. They
Yeah.
were getting snacks in the kitchen or whatever. They weren't watching.
Yeah.
So take this opportunity to go send a message. I mean, it's not enough to just write "end racism" on your end zones. You could have actually made a
Wait, that
really.
didn't end racism?
It didn't. It didn't work. Magically, just writing it did not will it to happen. So, I mean, not that this would have been anything different, but it would have been. It would have been a show that it's not just writing on an end zone. It
Well,
is that Bell's willing to listen.
and I think it shows the right thrust to, okay, look, we understand what we are, where we are, and uh, okay, it took 90s lyrics to do this shit, right? But it shows that we're progressing maybe in the right direction. I don't know.
We're only 30 years behind, but by 5 years from now, we'll be to the early 2000s, and we're moving.
I just look. It is what it is. They came out with a show that would be is way off base for the NFL. And
yeah, way off brand, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I like it, and I take it for what it is. It's nice, and geez, you had great players up there. So there's no getting around that. The still photo is amazing of like Mary J, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, etc. And that's crazy. That's really nice.
Yeah,
or 50 Cent. I forgot about him, but 50 Cent.
a lot of commentary on his weight, which pisses me off as an old man. We're not allowed to put on a few pounds as we get older. My God.
No. Not when you in the club.
Leave the man alone. And look, I think it's also ridiculous that just because these guys did the halftime show, that it's expected that they make a political statement. That's who we don't require that. I mean, I'm never required to make a political statement every time I do something. It's kind of weird to me that any minority, when they do something, is supposed to be making a statement or representing a class of people. That is patently ridiculous, and is part of, to me, racism. They're just people. They're a bunch of performers up on a stage, who finally got their due for their genre of music. So it's ridiculous for me to say that they should have all taken a knee, and I get that. But I just would have loved to have seen it. But there's no reason for me to expect that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So yeah, they they're doing a job. They're humans that are doing a job. And to me, I think they did an awesome job. The only reason I'm like, man, the show wasn't the best is because I don't think any rap show could ever be the best. It's just not. Rap is not conducive to that environment. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that big stage, like I mean, it's really more about pyrotechnics and all this stuff. And you know that if you're going to get the wow, you're going to have someone in a shark suit.
Yeah.
Who is I don't know her name. The girl wants to kiss a girl.
Yeah.
He has the girl. He has the shark suit who actually stole the show. I remember that a few years ago. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. It's not really conducive to big stages like that because this is probably the biggest stage in music, I would think. I can't think. I mean, there's bigger events, but there's not really a bigger stage, and there's definitely not 112 million people watching any given spectacle. So it's a big stage, and it's just like you said, it's just not really conducive to it.
Yeah. So you can like the music.
My mind is frozen on the girl's name. Someone leave a comment. The shark thing. What was that?
Yeah.
She's married to Orlando. She's married to Orlando Bloom. Who's that girl? Katy Perry. Katy freaking Perry. I think it was her show.
Oh yeah. She was on the Shark. I don't think she was on the Shark.
She had shark people dancing beside her.
I thought she was in like a lion.
And then the left shark kind of stole the show. That's my point. Maybe it was the right shark. I don't know. It was a big to do.
What shark stole the show?
It was a very big deal, man. Upstaged her, man. Upstaged. Yeah. So I think that covers the halftime show. Do you think?
I think so.
I think we're done here, man.